people ask us, what is it like being a twin, or what is it like growing up as a twin, or having this person who's next to you that has the same hand gestures and sits the same way. We feel like saying sometimes, what is it like not having a twin?
How would you describe me? The same as me.
I see me like a mirror.
Gavin Walker should be baby A.
When I look at my sister, I see her expressing what I feel inside.
It's almost like being in a bubble to be twins.
And Trevor Wade is kind of like over here.
Even if you want to be two different people, you are going to interpret the world and see it through a lens that's the same as this person's lens, because that's, you know, you've grown up,
Is that one a boy?
Yeah, they're both boys.
Oh, okay.
You have to have like your own identity, or else when you get older, you'll have like an identity crisis.
She is my other half. She and I complete each other.
I don't think that I could ever have the same relationship that I have with Amanda with anyone else.
We share a special relationship with each other.
We argue, no, we don't fight, no.
What is this?
Just because we look exactly alike doesn't mean we're one person. I don't really like anything about my brother.
I'm thinking what he's thinking, and he's thinking what I'm thinking all the time.
As we get older, I think I more fully appreciate what we've had all these years.
I don't look, when I look at her, I don't see
think
me.
we look alike. We don't think we look alike. I think I look just as much like her as I do like you.
I understand people think I look like that, but I don't think I look like that.
Here we go, Dad. You think you can handle two? Here we go. Hey, buddy.
When we walk into a room with 146 sets of twins, it's like we know every one of them.
Everybody here, even though we don't know a lot of these people, as soon as we start to talk to them, we know them.
I have never met a person that thinks this is normal.
An atomic bomb couldn't separate us.
Having a twin is like having your most annoying quality
Standing next to you for the rest of your life that you can't get rid of.
But we look at it like we were born with our soulmate.
We have a place that twins can come 365 days a year. We've created a mecca for twins
A
around
shrine
the
for
world.
twins.
This is a very select group of people. I mean, we're doing cloning before cloning became in vogue.
Some twins are weird. I'm saying twins as a population are a little, they're like possessed. They're a little off. They're
You know what? There's
like
we're all off, but like,
they're possessed almost.
I think we all need a little bit of therapy.
It's very surrealistic being identical twins. There's something very conceptual about it. It's a secret community. It's a subculture. If we were to meet another set of twins today, we'd talk their language in a sense.
When it's good, it's great. When it's bad, it's bad. Yeah. On an emotional level, when one of us are having a bad day, you live that, but that's the package, that's the gift.
Sometimes when I look at her, I can't believe I look like her.
I'll go into a clothing store to buy clothes. I only buy two of everything. These people either think I'm a buyer or I'm schizophrenic. I go, can we try this on? And I'm the only one standing there.
It's only a shanty in old shanty town. The roof's of a palace. The roof's I was. I can't sing good with this guy, man.
When we was little, our parents used to always introduce us as Keith and Kevin. I always thought my name was Keith and Kevin. He always thought his was Kevin and Keith. I sat there and got into an argument with the teacher and said, no, my name is not Keith. My name is Keith and Kevin. My name is Keith and Kevin. She said, no, your name is Keith. And that's when we finally realized that we was two separate people. We always thought we was one.
David! David! Hey guys, what are you doing now? Sit, stop! Come on now, sit down and
Every single day with raising twins is an adventure. Sometimes it's real hell.
Put it down. You sit.
Sometimes it's the greatest joy in the world.
Play tough and Megan. Girl, come over here.
when I'm with her, it feels like we're like just attached together. There's like a rope that like attaches our feelings. Like if she gets mad, then the mad feeling comes over to me and I get mad.
One of the things I hate most is to be alone. I don't understand. I've never gone to bed in a room with no one else there. I don't know who you would talk to when you were falling asleep, you know? What would you do? Like, what do you... If you had something to say, who would you say it to? I don't know. No one.
If you meet us and you don't acknowledge that we're twins, we're almost annoyed.
Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word. I can't sing with them because it throws me off.
I still keep her two-headed dragon that she got me. It's one body with two heads, which is really what we are. We have two different souls, but we're in one body. And every day I point it toward where she works. It's sort of like to chase anything bad away when she's not with me. Is that the way you would have played it? It's got choked up. Oh.
I fell in love and I got pregnant. I wasn't married at the time. So my parents sent me to Indiana. And that's where I was in a home for unwed mothers. Nobody knew I was going to have twins. The doctor didn't know it till the day I delivered. And he was just as shocked as I was.
I never had the feeling that there was another part of me out in the world. I just had that terribly lost feeling.
I saw him for a brief glimpse through a glass, never got to hold him or nothing, and I didn't know if they lived or died.
Twins are just, they're not meant to be separated.
Who would have even dreamed that you'd be in my kitchen frying bacon with me?
Every time I'm with Marty, we can have a good time digging a ditch full of you know. We would find something to laugh about.
You gonna butter my bread for me?
Your bread's already buttered.
How do you know?
Oh, hell. I'm gonna bust the yeller. How do you like your eggs? Over soft or over medium? Over medium. That's how I like mine.
You do?
Over medium. I don't like them too soft. I don't like them too
runny.
And
I hate the white part runny.
Watch this. Our birth mother was 17 when she got pregnant with us. And actually we were born 2 months prematurely.
You try to remember everything all I know is it was so tiny and had dark hair. That's all I can remember. Their faces were so tiny, you know. And I just wished I could hold them before they took them away.
They took us away in a hurry because we were critical. They gave us the last rites because they didn't expect us to make it. I was 3 months old when my parents adopted me. Matter of fact, Marty and I left the hospital the very same day, August 22nd, 1957. Our adoptive parents never knew that we were a twin. No one said a word. It wasn't on the birth certificate. They had no idea of knowing. Even though I had good parents and grew up in a happy home, it was like something wasn't right. The best word I can think of is emptiness. Like a very deep, dark hole. Kind of like a bottomless pit. It gnaws at you all of your waking hours. It gnaws at you like it just never stops. You open your eyes, there's the feeling. I had to know my roots. I had to know who I came from. I mean, you belong to your adoptive parents, right? They adopted you and they're yours. But it's like, you know deep down inside you that you're not really theirs. and you kind of wonder, whose are you? In 1995, I started with Catholic Charities in Illinois. I got a call at work, and the social worker said, "Marty, are you sitting down?" I said, "No." She said, "You need to sit down." And she said, "Did you know that you were an identical twin?" I couldn't believe it. And I was in such a state of shock. I said, "Is it male or female?" Identical twin. Oh, Lord. At first, I thought, why didn't somebody tell me all these years? And then it really made me angry that if I had an identical twin, why in the hell weren't we together, and why didn't we grow up together? I dropped the phone. I was in total shock. I couldn't believe after all these years, after wanting something so bad, that it's finally a reality. September 18th, 1995, it will be forever etched in my brain. What day was it? It was a Monday. What day was it? What happened that day?
That's the day I met you!
I dropped my keys, dropped my purse, my sunglasses fell on the floor, and I couldn't walk. I was totally frozen. Walked in the room.
Oh my God! Oh my... Come on, you two, hold each other up. You look just like me! Oh my God!
I was literally busting at the seams. I had such intense feelings of excitement, happiness, joy, love. And I couldn't believe I was looking at myself.
Oh my God! I can't believe this. Oh my God, girl!
And then we started with the, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like you had to.
I had to touch We her. each had to touch one
You know,
another. It's
and-
like she was just a vision, and you had to be
To
sure
see
she
if
was
she
really
was
there.
real, yeah. Are you okay? Are you? I'm fine.
It's like, oh my God, you know. I know. I mean, it was incredible. In all my wildest dreams, I never thought the pain, the loss, I mean, I never dreamed it would immediately erase as soon as I met my twin.
Well, it's 2S. We got 38 more years coming, too, don't we?
Hey! Yes! And it went in. Oh! Scratch!
The very first night, we dumped our makeup bag out, and we're going through, you know, hey, we were both hair and makeup freaks. She had some of the same identical brands and colors and everything that I had.
Go, baby, go, 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 go. No! That tool really helped.
Remember one of the first questions we asked one another? Yeah. We did. We asked about one another's libido. I said, how's your sex drive? She said, oh, my nickname's Horn Dog.
Bingo! Oh, well.
After the initial shock wore off, we each had bought each other a present.
Well, I bet your taste is just as like mine, you know?
She starts opening this present up, and she starts getting hysterical. I said, what the hell's the matter with you? And she's like, oh my God. She said, open your present, open your present.
Oh my God, the same thing. How bizarre. Oh my God. No way.
It was enough knowing I'd met my twin. Yeah, but then when I opened up this present, we even think alike. It was the same thing.
That is weird.
Number one, we both shopped at Hallmark. You know,
I coulda
went to Target. I could have went anywhere. I went to Hallmark, and she did too. And we each carried this stupid refrigerator magnet all through the store, trying to find the perfect gift, you know, for a sister.
Oh, girl.
Remember what it said? Sisters from the very start, friends forever from the heart. That did it.
July 5th, 1958, I married their father, and we had 6 more children, and I never did tell them all that time, you know, about the twins.
She kept that secret inside of her for 38 years.
I would go out and sit on a rock and cry and wonder if they lived or died.
When I met her for the first time, she said, "It's like you pulled the giant thorn out of my heart."
Mama!
I tried to just squeeze, I think, for 38 years and kiss and cry and hug and squeeze for 38 years.
It was a miracle. It's just a miracle.
I have waited all my life for this.
Not only did I meet my birth mother, I met my father. 6 brothers and sisters.
Come on, baby.
She said, "You have a brother, Nick. You have a brother, Jeff. You have a brother, Joe. You have a sister, Linda. You have a sister, Denise. And you have a sister, Jody. Not to mention my twin." And I just, every time she had another name pop out, I was like, "Oh my God, I don't believe this!"
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, which we are about to receive from thy bounty, through Christ our Lord. Amen.
This is my blood. All these years, you know, and here we are barging into the family and saying we're their twins. Gosh.
Chocolate cream, coconut cream, banana cream, 2 cherry, apple crumb.
No pecan?
No pecan this time.
No! You ate all those pies last
Fill it all up, walk around and grab a seat.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, honey.
I felt such a sense of belonging. I mean, these people were strangers. I didn't know them from Adam. But I felt like I belonged.
Hey, baby doll!
Since I've met Marty and my family, I'm not the same person I was before I met everybody. I've changed. And how could anyone expect us to be the same person?
Since Stephanie and Marty have been reunited, what I thought or what I said didn't mean anything anymore. And it was pretty much, they're going to do their thing, and if you don't like it, tough.
Hey, Mama, it's cocktail time.
It's very ironic and sad that her reunion with Marty has caused our separation.
I didn't mean to exclude him in any way, but it's something I had to do for me. I wanted to spend time with my twin. Okay, ready?
Yeah, baby.
Split it out. The more we found out about each other, the more we wanted to know. I'm hungry. You're hungry for information.
You look right straight at me. Okay, 2.95.
Right together.
Hey, guess what I got from that? I ripped off. Where did they come up with these? Some pervert wrote them. We found out so much about ourselves, about one another, how similar we were, same personalities. We answered some of the same questions identically. You got pads. I'm padless. No, you're not. The week in Minnesota was the very first time my twin and I had time alone with each other. Like somebody set us loose in a toy store. Yeah, that was our first time to be kids together.
Because.
We dress alike because we never got the opportunity. Because I'm proud. I'm proud she's my twin. And I want the whole damn world to know it. Right. I put my I start with my right eye with my mascara. I'll start with my left. I'll start with my right. You worried my twin.
Is that right?
You worried me yesterday about my twin. I thought maybe you'd found some terrible problem and put her in this round room, you know, and told her to go in the corner. It's a little joke.
Oh.
This is a test of how fast you can name the colors on this page.
Blue, green, red, blue, green, blue.
My mind is tired from trying to figure it out.
Got the test results back, the DNA cross-matching. Not 1/1000th of a percentage difference. The numbers are identical.
It's a 3.4.
Then I thought, wow, she's even more like me than I ever dreamed. Good morning. When Marty and I are together, honey, we can conquer the world, can't we? We can. We damn near do. Yeah, we damn near do. Wax on, wax off. How in the hell did I survive 38 years without her?
Oh, I love you.
Because now I couldn't imagine her not being in my life.
Watch out. We're all laid up.
Once I found her, I got her forever, honey.
Right beneath the nose.
We have to do something in the middle between the two.
I don't see myself as a different individual when I'm in the operating room or when I'm behind a camera or in the dark room. Issues from the side. Nice. I'm going to turn your head slightly this way, slightly that way. Here we go. Press your noses so you can always feel the noses together. Press, press, press. Right there. Good. Hold it. Okay, now. I'm coming chins up, ladies. I'm trying to get just in on your eyes here. What nature separated, we're photographically putting back together again. I'm obsessed with identical twins. Nice. 1, 2, 3.
The identical twin phenomenon blasts the idea that what's on your face is who you are.
Because all of a sudden you have two creatures who look almost exactly the same. And yet they're completely different individuals.
I'm only concentrating on your faces. This? Oh, that's great.
And then when I started photographing, I became visually obsessed with the whole twin phenomenon. 1988 was the first session, the Shell twins. I spent an hour or so with these two young girls just fusing their faces back into one being.
And what I'm going to do is just take a minute to look at your different skin features. Please don't take offense.
No, we won't.
If your chin would come up just a little bit. I'm looking at all kinds of things. There's a little cant to the eyes. Your right eye is slightly higher than your left, and your sister's is left slightly higher than the right. So right now they're sort of angling in like this. You're not perfectly symmetrical, and nobody's ever perfectly symmetrical. And you guys, I believe, exhibit the mirror phenomenon, so that what's on the right hand of one is on, right-hand side of the face is on the left-hand side of your sister. What that says is that when you're looking at yourself in the mirror in the morning to put your makeup on, you're looking at something that's actually more like your twin.
You're right.
Hang on. Taking a couple. Don't. Good. Hold it.
Rudy, smile, please.
I'm fascinated surgically with how I can change perception of the face by making small changes in anatomy that affect the way a person is treated by society. I can use composition and geometry as a way to suck the viewer in because everything looks the same, and have the viewer stew on something that ends up allowing the deeper psychological concept to come through.
One more for me, please.
The whole dynamic of ego and alter ego, the good half and the bad half, or one's conscience and subconscious. Those sorts of things can be played out in front of the camera in a visual way that I don't know how to get any other way.
Aha, well, we might have a great print here. All right, stop rocking for a minute, please. After I'd been photographing twins and obsessed with twins for many years, a colleague came up and said, "Hey, why are you so obsessed with identical twins?" I didn't have an answer, and he suggested that I go and ask my mother if I were a twin. I said, why?
In the late 1950s, we had no sonogram. We had no way of determining twins except by feel, and the doctor told me I was going to have twins.
And so I went and asked my mother, and she turned white. She paused, and she said that she never thought that I would hear the story.
When the doctor listened for the heartbeat, he heard only one, and he kept listening. He said, I was sure there were two babies there.
It has been shown scientifically that a reasonable number of individuals who are obsessed with twins happen to come from twin pregnancies. It's called the vanished twin phenomenon. When I heard from Mom that I might have been from a twin pregnancy, it made things seem whole, that I wasn't doing this or wasn't obsessed with this for unusual reasons. It seemed to make sense to me. We're going to take you back into the operating room. So what we're going to do is to try to not make you perfect, but to make you better. The famous Dworkin twins. Hi, welcome. In from Texas, in from Tennessee. I would say that the Dworkin twins are probably my favorite set to photograph because they allow themselves to get vulnerable. They allow themselves to explore issues that the average person might not allow themselves to explore. You can see in the image that they're just very resolved with their closeness, and it's a way beyond simple brotherhood.
Okay, everyone get naked. I think we were about 4 feet tall when we were like 16. Okay, they used to say, if, well, you stood on your brother's shoulders, you'd make a whole person. And then we were extremely bright. And any one of those three things will cause you to be an outcast. And we had all three. We'd have legs going down, legs going up, and a face in the middle. Yeah, but then they're gonna have real naughty bits everywhere.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna let you guys.
I like that
just tell me what you're gonna do.
What drives me is my own curiosity. It is very hedonistic. The joy of discovery. Which way?
Is this some uterine memory or something? Nice, nice. I think they have the ability to have their independent lives, their independent drives, their independent spouses. They live in different cities. But they also have the comfort level to come together and feel a bond, a worth, a union of their psychological and emotional selves in a way that very few twins can. Tight, squeeze it, yank it. Joel, face out of the way. Head back, hold, hold, hold.
We think similar patterns, similarly. And in addition, I could just look at him and know exactly what he's thinking on something that's happened. And I'll know what he feels about that based on several things. One is I can read his body language, and two, he's generally going to think very similar things about it. Right, so he's thinking the same thing. So, I mean, he's reading his own thoughts. Hey, we can even lock arms. Bring her up. There we go. No, the other way.
Wow, now that's a Dworkin image. Emily, pull me back slightly, please. More, more, more. Oh my gosh, hold it. Photographing twins has forced me to really be able to study the human face and to sort of see it for what it is anatomically and what it is for society. And I think that that has given me the great advantage of being able to study a patient's face and think about it in a way that I don't think I was capable of doing before. I don't think I had ever forced myself to really look before. And now that I have to pick up tiny little differences in twin faces, I've been able to pick apart tiny little differences in people's faces who are not twins. No, not that way, the other way.
See, that's what I thought. You wanted.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my God, you look like Siamese twins.
Makes you think about what you're looking at. And they evoke either an emotion or some puzzlement. You know, one where we're biting each other's jaws in a yank position. You can't look at that and not think and get a little tense. They're beautiful images of convoluted forms. I try to figure out whose hand and arm and leg is where. Yeah. It's just as fun. It's just a puzzle.
Emily, card back and away like that. Perfect. Be very careful. Even a single little kink in this paper makes it worthless for a museum or a gallery. I photograph them in ways that show how tight and close they are on an emotional level. Hold it. What is brotherhood? What is closeness? What is it for two men to cling to each other naked? It's not sexual.
Here we go. We've seen each other naked all our lives. You know, we shared the same room, what, till we were like 23. You know, when I'm 80 years old and on my deathbed, I could say, hey, I did something really different. I did something that's very unique.
All right, guys, how about pulling in real tight? Pull, 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 pull. Tense everything up. Hold it. Hold it.
I recognized from all the blood and the bandages was his lips. They were pale blue, but they were definitely his lips. That image will stay with me the rest of my life. Twin loss. It's pain. It's vacant. It's always feeling there's something missing. So sudden. There was no way to say our goodbyes. The last time we saw each other, we never expected that would be the last time. On April 6th, Stephen went for his usual bike ride. It was in bright daylight, and a 73-year-old woman driving around 60 miles an hour slowly drifted out of the right-hand lane of the road onto the shoulder and struck him directly from behind without even braking. His body was thrown on the roadway for close to 300 to 400 feet. When I came into the hospital, I felt remorse and grief, and it was unreal. I remember telling him a joke, because we always told each other jokes. We'd phone each other in odd hours in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning, to tell each other a joke we just heard. And he never heard the joke. That's a neat one too. Something like that, but...
Make a big mark.
With the hands. Start with that.
Okay.
Last time we were together was here in Chicago for the filming of what would be our last photo shoot. This helps me remember. And it helps other people remember. A picture's worth 1,000 words. In this case, it's worth a lot more. Part of him is still in those images. I see my brother's hand in mine. It's like we're coming together after a long time.
Look at the tension, and you can see the wrinkles, and it's great.
There are certain triggers that make me think about so much remorse and grief. It just overcomes me. It's just gone. It wasn't just a handshake, it's a grip of affection. Like we're holding each other close, and I'll never hold his hand again. Stephen and I were, in the analogy, married at the time of birth. Even at the earliest age that my parents can recall, we were always doing things together. We were always discovering together. That co-discoverer is no longer there. Stephen's death has changed me in that it's, I think, made me more vulnerable. I have never been sad a day in my life before this. I've had more days of sadness now than I care to remember. They're beautiful images of convoluted forms. It's like I just want to press the tape and have it play again so I can see him. Half of me is gone in the sense that I was as much as part of his life as he was of mine. And now that his life is gone, that huge segment is gone with him. It's sort of like if you talk to yourself. You might discuss things in your head silently and try and deal with issues that way. Should I or shouldn't I? Go through the pros and cons in your head. I'm sure everyone has done this. Well, Stephen and I used to do that with each other. So imagine you not being able to have conversations with yourself inside your head. Take a look. It's like a celebration of our lives together. Because even though we lived in separate cities, we were never really apart. We anticipated, well, we're so much alike, we'll probably die around the same time. And And so we'd always be together till the end. I've come to realize that Stephen has died in his death. How long it'll take for me to not become tearful when I think about it in a very reflective mood, I have no idea. I don't think I ever will. Really. Memories can be bittersweet things. There's bitterness now, but my memories of Stephen will always be sweet. I miss you. I miss you.
"200 meters from the finish, I was a bit nervous because I was still 10 feet behind the leader. I still felt confident that I could probably close him. So once we hit the turn and I saw him turn it up and realized that that was all he had to turn it on, I thought, we might pull this off.
He's won 2 Olympic Paralympic gold medals in 1992. He's won 2 Olympic Paralympic gold medals in 1996. He holds a couple of world records. Please welcome Scott Hollenbeck, 27 years of age. Now get this. His time, one world record. 10 minutes and 28 seconds. That's 3:21 a mile. Come on, Scott! Come on! He's right there! Get him! Get him!
I'm a professional literature racer. Sean is a doctor. The depth of the relationship that Sean and I share runs very deep. It'll take a lot of years of living with a spouse to ever come close to it.
What's that like going down here?
This is a start.
Right.
All right, we're gonna start at the start. We're gonna go the correct direction and do the whole course. Correct?
Okay. Give me the odometer reading.
The odometer reading is 0.6 of a mile, another hill. Downhill though, big downhill.
No. When I come, I try to be as helpful as I can because there's a lot of extra equipment that goes into it, and I feel like a bag boy. No, it's a kind of an honor. I think.
It's an honor.
I got news for you, buddy.
What kind of insurance do you have on this thing, Davis?
I don't have cripple on the roof insurance.
You don't have cripple on the roof? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You've got to have a nice policy with this thing.
Once again, you guys are going to get the mystery wheels. Up until the age of 14, I'd say that we definitely were a team. I mean, even beyond that, but to that point, we did everything together.
Red shirt goes to the outside.
We're on the same baseball team, the same soccer team. We did everything together.
We had the same friends.
The same friends. Did we ever have separate friends? I remember there was a point where I thought about that. I was like, I need my own friends.
No, not really.
I never found them.
I guess they don't teach you how to see tires in med school.
Come on, I had it where I wanted it, and then your sticky stick out of my hand, and I had to put it away. It was like having your best friend living in your bedroom. You didn't have to speak about things because you knew the answer. And you just know the answer. Right. It was an unspoken closeness.
Right.
It really was.
July 20th, 1984 was a defining moment in our twin relationship. I got up at about 5 a.m. that morning. I remember Sean wasn't moving around much, the alarm's beeping off. So I gave him a kick and I said, come on, let's go. Because we had a swim practice. He says, no, I don't really feel like it. Jumped on the bike, made it about 200 meters, and I got hit by a guy who'd been up having a few too many Jack Daniels and Coke.
Right when the accident happened, I knew instantly that something really bad had happened. I went out in front of the house, and I'm walking along picking up bike pieces and broken spokes and torn up rim. I can remember being very angry at myself for not being there and punching the garage wall till my fist was all bloodied. Those thoughts went through my mind. Why Scott? Why not me? And what did he do to deserve this? I felt a lot of remorse and guilt from that I wasn't there.
sure you want me to warm this razor up for you?
Don't use my razor. Come on, man, this one's horrible. The idea that your other half is getting to do the things you can't do anymore, yeah, it makes you mad. I sat on the sidelines, watched my other half do what I wanted to do, and I couldn't. Does he feel bad about that? I think he did. I know he did. At 14, I started going down this path, and Sean was going on this path. And unless Sean was going to go and receive a spinal cord injury and decided he wanted to be a wheelchair racer, then there was no way for our paths to realign. So I think that the disability forced us into separate paths. Right after I was hit, 2 days after, woke up laying in hospital bed, TV's rolling, and Bob Costas is on. It's 1984, Los Angeles Olympic Games, and they said coming up next will be the women's 800-meter wheelchair race. I had believed that everything to do with being an athlete was over. I watched this race, and I was amazed. Because I didn't see wheelchairs. I saw these phenomenal athletes, speed, skill, endurance, grace, and beauty of movement. And I just got a big smile and I said, that's what I want to do. I chose to become a doctor because of that event on July 20th. Experiencing that and seeing the things that I had seen and spending the time with my brother and in the hospitals, I decided when I was 14 that I really think I want to become a doctor. I like to visualize in the shower, melting into the droplets and focusing on what I've got to do physically. I think that if you can visualize yourself getting through the difficult parts, the pounding heart, the pain in your chest, and then you can still see yourself winning, that helps. That helps you do it. I got it figured out, baby. First climb, it's gonna drop us down to 16. Sean understands me as a person and as an individual better than anybody. Someone with a disability similar to mine will understand particular aspects and a part of me better than Sean.
Not a whole lot of room down here, Sean.
But I don't think it's pulled away from our twin relationship at all. It's just allowed us to recognize who that other person is, really.
All right, I got the pumps, I got the CO2, got the tools, tires, camera for the finish. You're ready to roll. We're out of here.
Being a twin caused me to be better prepared for having a disability. Because of the searching for the identity at an early age, people with disabilities have that same struggle in life, in that they say, wait a minute, I am an individual with these characteristics, and please take the time to see those. The twin bond is still there. It's a warm, wonderful feeling. You're just like, you're pumped. I mean, your adrenaline's going, and then they scream out the world record, and you're like, wow, world record. I mean, it doesn't happen every day.
We're a part of each other, and to see him accomplish his goals and to be the best in the world at it, it just makes me glow.
You're asking me if I would have slept in on July 20th, if I could go back and change that. My instinctive response without thinking about it would be, no way. If you took me back and said, Scott, if you could go back to July 20th, would you sleep in? I'd have to take a long time to think about that. If you ask anyone, would you want to erase the most exciting, meaningful experiences in your life? I mean, how could you
Would you give up your child's birth? Would you give up your marriage?
Right, how could you go back and say, yeah, I'm out of, I gotta dump those.
Even when I'm walking alone, I'm not walking alone. My sister is always next to me, walking with me.
What do you like the most about your brother?
Well, it's hard to say. When he keeps quiet.
What?
You know, she crouches.
She crouches.
You know,
That's
like
what we
this,
fight over.
like
Debbie
grandma.
slouches.
She used to slouch
Debbie
like this.
slouches.
I'm like, stand up straight. Can you stand up straight?
Can you pull your bra up?
I feel we are spiritually one. Yes. If we went to Blockbuster without hair and makeup and I meet somebody I know, I pretend I'm her.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Surely. You're happy you found the show.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a stupid question, Fred.
That's all I wanted to say. I didn't like that. Cut that whole tape. What do you mean? You got ruined, dude.